Amy, how does worrying about money make you feel? And what do you do to feel better when you're worrying about money? What do you do?
Worrying about money is a lot of anxiety, and it feels just very heavy in the pit of your stomach, and you can't sleep. And it's one of the worst feelings ever. What I do is I actually start just looking at budgets. It usually makes me feel better to know exactly where my money is and where it's going and what I would like it to do.
Yeah, like taking a look at where everything is. Yeah. When did you know like that's what you needed to do to get yourself to a place where you felt less anxiety about it?
I went back to school as an adult. And so that is a very awkward place to be. If you step out of the working world to become a student again. And so I used a lot of banking apps, which were really helpful, and old school money in a jar.
Making it like a physical experience.
Yes. And I actually feel that having to deal with cash is a way better way of actually saving money and knowing how much money you actually have because it's tangible and you can see it. Whereas a lot of the times when you can just tap and walk away, there's not quite the, maybe I shouldn't have thought that.
It is like not as intentional, not as conscious.
Yeah.
Right. What are some challenges with money that have just stressed you out?
Challenges with money, as I said, I went back to school as an adult. So just really going into a place where your income stops. And that's pretty scary and a pretty hard place to be, but you still have to pay for tuition and mortgage and all the rest of it. And that one I budgeted pretty hard for, but still, I think it's a really horrible feeling to know that there's no money coming in, but there's a whole lot of money going out.
There were times in my life where knowing that I was almost in a place of lack, almost like made me want to spend more, like that, which is not like the exact thing that you want to be doing. But sometimes that happens, like just as a form of like retail therapy.
Retail therapy is definitely a real thing. Yes. And so is retail therapy guilt. When you go home and you're like, oh, I probably didn't need those shoes.
Yeah, exactly. And so I guess it really comes back down to the same answer. It's you really just got conscious in terms of how you managed it. Is there other things that like you feel like really keep you up at night around the subject of money?
I think definitely like credit card debt, because it's so easy for that to rack up, especially nowadays, as I said, when you have tap and you're pushed into using your credit card over and over and over. And most places they look at you funny, like they can't even count out your change if you give them cash, right? So I think that there is the lack of intentionality. You do forget how much money you've spent in a day.
How do you keep a good balance between taking care of your money and taking care of yourself?
Well, I try and use as much as possible. So cash for anything that I actually want to spend. And I try and use my credit card just for necessities or things that I would get money or points back for.
Mm-hmm. Some sort of immediate exchange.
Yeah.
What is the direction that you want to go in when it comes to long-term planning?
Definitely savings, which are very minimal now. But being able to put aside enough money to feel comfortable again.
And in that form of savings, is that like just leaving money banking level, or would it be more like inside of investment?
Still investments as well. I think both sides.
Yeah. Anything else that you'd like to share for the world to glean from things that you did right or things that you did wrong?
I think one of the things I did right was actually use one of the budget apps to its fullest. So not just the first couple of tiers of seeing kind of where your money is, but really using it to budget and to save.
Yeah. Is there an app that you recommend at all?
You Need a Budget.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and being courageous to share yourself and share your story.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.